Yum! Hi guys, it's Vivian the Somm Next Door, and today we're going to be going over some of my summer wine picks. This weekend I am doing a Korean barbecue and I have some interesting wines that just kind of want to share with you guys. Wines that could pique your interest or inspire you to try different wines. If you guys like the content, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And let us get started. So far the themes are, I love bubbles, some fizzy wines, so good, and chillable reds. Chillable wine, red wines? Don't serve it room temperature, don't do it. Okay, the first wine is Txakolina. This is from the Basque region in Spain, and if you're looking for an alternative for Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc, I highly recommend picking one of these wines up. They usually come in a tall green bottle, but don't get it twisted with Vino Verde. Kind of similar vibe, but a little bit different. Similar in that it is low alcohol, a little fizzy, very bright and clean. I would say it has less greener notes than Vino Verde. In Basque, when you go, they actually pour it in these really tall, skinny glasses and they pour it up from top. And I think something about that like helps release the bubbles. And then you have it with the tapas or pinchos of the area. So it goes really well with fried foods, goes really well with cured hams. You can typically get good Txakolinas or Txakoli for around like less than $20. If you see a dry white, it's made with Hammurabi Zuri grape. But then if it is a rosé or a red, it's made with a red grape. This is like Hammurabi Belza. I don't know that one off the top of my head.
My brother got me this poron, and it's actually so perfect because they use this to drink Txakoli or other Spanish reds. Really great for parties apparently. And I've never tried to drink this. I have my apron on because if I spill, we have some protection. Highly recommend a apron. Use with caution. I need to figure out how not to spill on the way down.
Then we get into two different rosé sparklings. So my next wine is a Pet Nat from Stolpman Vineyards in Ballard Canyon. And this is interesting because it's made from Trousseau. And Trousseau is a grape that is known in Jura. They're known for growing this grape in limestone. Stolpman Vineyards, they found vineyards that had limestone soils, and they're like, oh wow, this would be perfect to plant Trousseau. Normally in Trousseau, the color is like a deep cherry red. They only had the skins on the juice briefly, so it was a light pink, pale peachy color, less tannins. I also think one difference too is like normally Trousseaus can have high alcohol content because the grape can make a lot of sugar, but I think perhaps because it's in Ballard Canyon and it's pretty breezy there was less sugar produced. So this is only 11.5 ABV, so really on the lighter side, raspberry notes, nectarines, and because of the limestone, there was a nice minerality, chalkiness to it, like slightly tropical. So this was pretty tasty. The only thing that I didn't like about this was that it was a little bit on the pricier side. So this was like $40. They do a really good job of taking care of the land. It's hand harvested, just small batched. So that kind of goes into the cost of this. I don't know why I was really thinking Tasmania, Madagascar, kind of off Africa, but no. This is Tasmania, Australia. It goes to show you that I'm not very well versed with my geography there. But I learned through drinking this and researching this is that Tasmania is one of the premier sparkling wine regions of Australia. Who knew? This says Piper's River, so that's northeast. That's near the ocean, and whatever that strait is, like the water between Australia and Tasmania, there's a breeze that goes through there, and that helps moderate the temperatures in this area. So in the winters, it keeps it warmer. In the summers, it cools it down, which is really good for the grapes. This sparkling rosé is 75% Chardonnay, 25% Pinot Noir. 18 months on lees, so on yeast cells. So they are doing this traditional method. And this was only like, I got it on sale for $17, but normally I think it's around $20, which is such a steal. A salmon-y pale hue, also very floral, strawberries. In the descriptions, they said this was really creamy, but I really didn't think it was at the level like super brioche flavors. The beads were really fine, the mousse was really fine. I thought this was a really good value and a really good wine to check out. This is non-vintage, but I think they do have a vintage wine and a couple other different bottles that they have. All right, so I mentioned earlier that I'm doing Korean barbecue today. What do you pair with Korean barbecue? I think chillable reds. Ooh, yes, that is the wheelhouse, and it's hot. So something kind of refreshing, but like on the lighter body reds that can stand up to the strong flavors of Korean barbecue. A lot of times people are like, oh, you're a Somm, you probably gotta pick Beaujolais. Beaujolais, Pinot Noirs, but I also just really want people to appreciate Lambruscos a little bit more. I did mention Lambruscos in my other sparkling wine video, so please check that out. But Lambrusco, that is from Emilia Romagna in Italy, which is the food hub. They have such amazing food there. Prosciutto di Parma, Parmigiano Reggiano, balsamic vinegar. Lambrusco goes with so many lovely, yummy, savory foods. It's a sparkling red wine. This one has 1 to 2 grams of residual sugar per liter. So this is on the drier side. They do have sweeter ones, which honestly, with bulgogi, slightly sweeter will complement the sweetness of the wine. Lambruscos make different styles. So if you like sweet wines, go for a off-dry Lambrusco. It's purpley in color. If I had to pick, like, I know they're not in the same family, but like Beaujolais over Lambrusco, I don't know. I guess it depends on what I'm eating, but I like Lambruscos. They're just great. They're so, so fun, yummy. So I highly recommend getting one of those. Okay, the next wine is a wine that I'm drinking. I had to look it up. I've seen it, but I don't know too much. Iruai, bloom phase, red wine. And the reason why it's just called red wine, it's a mixture of Grenache and Pinot Gris. This lovely color right here, very like a deep cherry red. Another chillable red. Yes, yes, theme. Grenaches are known for being like a juicy, fruit forward wine. Pinot Gris has a lovely nose to it. There's a nice pepperiness to it from the Grenache. Subtle tannins at the end, which will go well with the fattier cuts of meat that I have. But like red raspberries, it's very juicy and yet it's dry. And it's so refreshing, it's so tasty. I know I'm serving this at my Korean barbecue, but I wanted to try it first. So I opened her up. She's open, but doesn't that look like such a party? Like you're like, yeah, bring it to the party. And I think it's gonna go really well with Korean barbecue. So this is called Super Gnario, and as you can kind of guess from the name, it's an Italian grape blend. Andrew Jones, he just hits it out of the park each time. I haven't had a bad wine from them. He loves chillable reds, now that I think about it though, because I got Freddo and I think it's either Franc or Franco from Field Recordings, and both of them were chillable reds. Super Gnario is a blend of Nebbiolo, what's the other thing? and Barbera. So 75% Nebbiolo, 25% Barbera. The AVA is Happy Valley Canyon. This one, let's see what they have on here. Native yeast, 45 days, 50% stem included. So there's gonna be a little bit more of that bitterness in here. 10 months and 70% French and 30% Russian oak, 10% new. So a little bit of oak in here. Interesting, like Nebbiolo, they probably tried to make sure that it's not too astringent, and I think that's why they added the Barbera to kind of smooth it out. But it's supposed to be like very rustic, cherry, and again, I thought that would go really well with Korean barbecue. It's something with a little bit more of a backbone if someone wants a little bit more oomph. This one was $25. Also, the Iruai was $25, so around the same price point. Kind of similar vibes too. Like, I don't want to say these are trendy wines. People are like, oh, the label is kind of cool. No, but these wines are actually really tasty and made with a lot of care and attention to detail. What also reminds me of this wine is in Italy last fall, we had a chilled, slightly fizzy Barbera. That was also really tasty. Another chillable red. I think Barberas do a great job in the chillable red area. Sorry, I digress. I digress there. Oh my goodness, should I open Super Gnario? Okay. I do think it's definitely a wine that you don't want to drink by itself. That's my thoughts because of the Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo is just known for being a food grape. Like, you should eat something with it. But who knows? Again, chill it, you guys. Chilling, I would say like 50 degrees. And especially if it's hot, chill it even more because it's gonna warm up. Chill. Put it in the fridge. Do you see me? Do you see this control? This is control. Yeah, lots of tannins. Rustic cherry, that's what it said. And I'm like, rustic cherry, that makes sense. But it's not overpowering tannins, but wow, if I had something fatty with this, it would be bomb. Oh my goodness, like a burger with this wine, killer. They did try to like smooth it out with the Barbera, which adds a little bit of that, more of that fruitiness. You definitely do get like a little bit rose and tar, which is indicative of Nebbiolos. It's like this weird combination of like the brightness makes you salivate, but then also the tannins like wipe out your saliva. So like I'm salivating, but then also like my tongue feels dry. That's what's happening in my mouth. Wow, very, very delicious. I'm very happy with these picks, and I think it's gonna go really well with my Korean barbecue and summer in general. So please, you guys, I hope this inspired you guys with some wines to pick. And yeah, I need to get going. Need to prep a little bit more, but thank you guys. So cheers, and I will catch you guys later.